forced to pay child support. This is despite his signing away all parental rights before the baby was born. We're going to look at the money impact on the baby business everywhere. And this picture will self-destruct in 10 seconds. The Snapchat picture-sharing app takes smartphones by storms. It deletes content, explicit or otherwise, in just seconds after viewing it. Or does it? How users could literally get caught with their pants down. We're going to explain that one coming up. Even when they say it's not, it's always about money. All right, let's get right to a developing story right now. Moody's rating agency just warning a short time ago that the fiscal cliff deal does not go far enough. Moody's warning it's going to cut the U.S. credit rating without more deficit reduction. The market's celebrating today, not worried about tomorrow. A huge rally with the Dow skyrocketing 308 points, its biggest one-day gain since December 20th of 2011. Here with more on what to expect out of Washington, Republican Senator John Barrasso. Great to have you back on the show, Senator.
Thanks, Melissa. Great to be with you. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. What do you think of that warning out of Moody's? I mean, they came out just a short time ago saying, there you go, it's not enough.
Well, that's why when the debate comes up on the debt ceiling, you have to focus on the spending. And we have a president and an administration that is addicted to spending. The president, continued to argue to the American people, if you just raise taxes on a few Americans, that it would solve the problems. It doesn't solve the problem. The problem we have in this nation is the spending. And when today 10,000 baby boomers turn 65, and the same happened yesterday, and the same will happen tomorrow, until we get this spending under control, we're going to continue to have the kind of concerns that you just raised from the rating agencies.
No, they say a lack of further deficit reduction measures could affect the ratings negatively. In other words, if you guys aren't able to get it together and agree on cutting spending down the road, they're going to go ahead and downgrade, because when you look at the package right here, it does nothing to reduce the real problem. Even though we are raising taxes on 77% of Americans at the end of the day, it only closes the budget gap by 6% over 10 years.
That's because this administration continues with its addiction to spending. And when the president comes to Congress to request an increase in the debt ceiling, we've added over $1 trillion to the debt in the last year, and he's going to want to do that again. He's maxed out the credit card. He wants a new credit card. He's actually asked for one as part of this fiscal cliff deal without even a credit limit at all.
So is that it? Is that the leverage you have?
Up in 2 months.
Is that the leverage you have going forward, that you're going to say the debt ceiling, this is where you're going to really draw the line? Because a lot of people are saying that Republicans caved and that you had the leverage, but everyone gave in order to not go over the cliff. But you think you still have leverage to get something real done?
Much more leverage on the debt ceiling, because the Congress would actually have to pass something to increase the debt ceiling. On January 1st, everyone's taxes were going to go up all across the country. And what we did is we made permanent the Bush tax cuts for 99% of Americans. They couldn't even make them permanent when Bush was president himself. So I think that that's a big victory for 99% certainty there, as well as for the farmers and ranchers and small business owners in Wyoming. The death tax was supposed to hit at levels over $1 million. Now it's over $5 million. That means a lot to the folks back home.
I want to get you ready for the debate ahead, because already the Democratic talking points are coming out, and they're saying not raising the debt ceiling is irresponsible. It's saying the bill has come due and I'm going to refuse to pay it. How do you respond to that logic?
Well, that's what the president has said, too. He said, I'm not going to, get into this argument again about money that the Congress has already racked up. Well, Melissa, this is money that the president has racked up. One is his health care law, that it continues to be unworkable, and I say this as a doctor. It is very unpopular, and it's unaffordable. The other is his so-called stimulus package, which was supposed to do things to help the economy. It fell way short of all of the promises. It's a failed stimulus plan. So these are bills that the president has committed America to that I don't support. So I want to cut spending additionally for any dollar increase in the debt ceiling.
How about saying who would extend more credit to someone who hasn't put together a plan to live within their means in the future? How about that response?
Well, it's a good response. Plus, why would China want to continue to lend us money? We're borrowing over 40 cents of every dollar we spend, a lot of it from overseas and from China. You know, the president, the night he got reelected, he said he didn't want children to grow up in a nation burdened with debt. but he has done nothing, absolutely nothing, Melissa, to really focus on the real problem in this country, which is our debt. It is the greatest threat to our national security.
Yeah, please do something about the debt, because Moody's here warning. I mean, they are a nonpartisan, just financial organization, rating agency out there looking at the numbers and crunching the math. They're saying this doesn't work. We're going to turn into Greece at some point, and they want to downgrade our rating. So please get our financial house in order.
They actually do the math.
Yeah.
Those are people that actually do the math, as opposed to the president who only says he does the math.
Yeah, Senator, thank you so much for coming on. We appreciate your time.
Thanks, Melissa. Great to be with you.